Hold up, did I just hear Dana White say Meta is paying kids, like literally people in their 20s, $65 million a year just to work on AI?
We just hired like 10 kids that are aged 22 to 28. The average salary is like $65 million.
$65 million for a desk job that doesn't require you to get punched in the face. There's no way this is real, right?
That these kids are making that are coming and working on AI. But AI, you hear a lot of negativity about AI. There's way more positives about AI than negative. And putting all the chips in on AI.
Like, bro, what are they doing in there? Building Skynet or just teaching ChatGPT how to get banned on Facebook? Because if I would have known you could have made so much money coding, I would have stopped making YouTube videos and learned how to use Python. By the way, subscribe to my channel. And what blows my mind even more is Dana is all fired up, calling Mark Zuckerberg a gangster, and he's flexing, he's on the meta board, dropping insider knowledge like he just walked out of a $1 billion poker game. This is the same guy who, when the UFC catches wind of a betting scandal, has the FBI in his office before the gloves are even off.
You mentioned talking to the FBI. Are you directly talking to Kash Patel? I'm sure you do have a relationship.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning, but then we just had an office full of FBI agents in here. So if you try to do this, I've been very vocal and very open about this. We will be your worst enemy.
The man doesn't just handle drama, he runs right towards it. But is this AI hype, or is it just corporate flexing? Or is someone telling tall tales? Because $65 million a head sounds more like a UFC fight night revenue than a tech salary, right? Okay, so let me break down what's going on in this video. Dana White was on a podcast talking about how Meta just hired a group of 10, 20-something-year-olds all making $65 million a year on average to work on their secret AI project. If that's true, then these are the most expensive nerds on the planet. Like, you're telling me Zuck is just handing out CEO money to fresh out of college coders? But here's the shocking truth. This number is way higher than what's reported anywhere else. According to the actual tech insiders in places like Wired, Meta has been tossing insane offers at top AI talent, especially people who used to roll with OpenAI. We're talking total packages including stock up to $300 million over 4 years, and sometimes more than $100 million for the first year if you're literally world-class in machine learning. But for most people, especially the under 30 crowd, compensation is much more mortal. Like, normal people with this skill get paid high six figures to maybe a couple million, unless you basically invent something as big as ChatGPT. So that begs the question, where's Dana getting his numbers from? He's tight with Zuck, sure. He just joined Meta's board. Yes, for real, the UFC guy sits on Facebook's corporate throne now. But you gotta give it to him, he's no stranger to controversy. Dana's either been in the middle of it or steering the whole circus. And maybe that's exactly what Zuck wants in his corner. Maybe Mark's been hyping him up at all those AI board meetings. Not to say those AI devs don't get paid like kings, because clearly Zuck has no problem dropping a Super Bowl MVP bonus on anyone who can write an algorithm that steals the spotlight from ChatGPT 5. Okay, so how did this odd couple get so close? Turns out, Mark Zuckerberg isn't just a casual UFC fan. He's been ringside at events, literally walking out with fighters for main event hype, and once called Dana one of the most legendary entrepreneurs alive. Zuckerberg wanted somebody on the Meta board who doesn't choke under pressure, who can handle the kind of regulatory body slams Meta gets from governments, the media, and honestly, everyday people pissed off about their grandma's Facebook account getting banned. And that's where Dana enters in. The guy who took UFC from human cockfighting to a global empire now. He's there to advise on how to take punches from Congress, not just lightweights at weigh-ins. Dana's the kind of person who, when a shady betting line shows up in Vegas, he literally calls the FBI directly and makes sure the whole world knows he's not playing. As if your newsfeed wasn't dramatic enough, now it's got some of the same spice as a UFC locker room at midnight. But let's not forget, Dana's got a rep for bold statements, hype, and handling controversy like a heavyweight. Whether he's dealing with sketchy odds, firing off at fighters, or setting off viral debates about AI salaries. He lives for chaos and somehow always comes out clean. And maybe that's what makes him perfect for Meta's boardroom. Like, you gotta give it to the guy. He's fearless. When the stakes are high, he's ready to swing first and talk later. But the truth is, for a tiny handful of college grads, the money is getting close to pro athlete and even CEO scale. So I wanna ask you, would you rather take a flying knee to the face or write a little code for $65 million a year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.